I'm Amanda Didier. I am a forensic interviewing specialist with Ozaukee County Department of Human Services. My primary job is to conduct forensic interviews, which are recorded interviews with predominantly children, but also vulnerable adults who are suspected to be victims or witnesses to crimes. Overwhelmingly, that's children that we suspect are victims of abuse or neglect. And these are in cases where there is an open investigation, either with Child Protective Services and or law enforcement. With the VALT system, what I do is I log on, and when I hit record, I've modified my system so that I have to enter some data before it'll actually record. And that's all data that's actually required by the National Children's Alliance for any child advocacy center that seeks to be accredited. I enter all of that data, and then it'll start recording, and then I go get the child from our waiting room, bring them into the room, I show them the equipment, I bring them back to this office, which is where my observers are. I let them know who's watching. And then I take them in the room and I essentially screen them for any incidents of abuse or neglect and gather as much detail about it as they want to tell me. And then when the interview's done and we walk out, I turn the recording off by using the button outside the room. What I really, really love is that I've been able to embed all of the data I need to collect and attach it to that video file. I can query all of my recordings on the VALT system and pull up number of children I've interviewed about domestic violence, the number of kids I've interviewed for Port Washington Police Department, the number of interviews observed by a given worker. So it really, like from a statistics perspective and from a needs assessment for a community, this is by far the most advanced, user-friendly, intuitive system I've worked with. I value that because I've seen systems where they were still using VHS or they were using DVD. And I think that in addition to being user-friendly, it has to be secure. And for a lot of child advocacy centers, there's multiple users. So it has to be something that someone can sit down in front of and understand.
I would say just the convenience overall of the software, of being able to use it how you need it, case specific. So sometimes attorneys call and say, we need these discs for court within 5 minutes. So it's very convenient and easy to access interviews and kind of get all the information you need in the way you need it.
Really, my favorite component is that I can track all of the statistics I need right with the file. That's so valuable to me. I have been bragging about this system all over the state and on national platforms. The VALT system is by far the system I would recommend to any CAC and to law enforcement.